Hello and welcome back to 709 Meridian, an audio commentary podcast. We are your hosts, Dee and Andrew.
Hello, hello, hello.
And let's hope Beetlejuice doesn't show up. Uh, so we're back once again with our swords and mayhem theme with 1987 classic starring Dolph Lundgren and Frank Langella. This is Masters of the Universe.
It is indeed Masters of the Universe, which I believe we both saw in the theater.
Yeah.
And
First time I saw it was the drive-in too.
I mean, that might have improved things.
Yeah, it was with there's a double feature. It was Masters of the Universe and Revenge of the Nerds 2. Nerds in Paradise.
That's the 80s for you.
There you go. That's what you went to see back then.
Yes. Masters of the Universe does not age well.
No.
Masters of the Universe did not release well either, which we will be discussing.
Mm-hmm.
We've actually had a lot of time to think about Masters of the Universe and its place in the 80s sword and sorcery, cartoon adaptation, live action adaptation.
Yeah.
We can talk about the inclusion of guns too. I was thinking about that. But we've just, for some reason, we just have a lot of thoughts on Masters of the Universe 1987, yes. Despite not liking Masters of the Universe 1987.
Yeah, this was just one of those. It's a Golden Globus picture, so.
It is a Golden Globus picture. How we'll talk about it. I feel like even for them, it's because there's some canon movies that, I mean,
they're decent, but they're not. They just have that smell of canon.
Yeah.
That exploitive kind of.
And 87 was a really bad year for that because we'll talk about how this is basically their last, this and Superman 4 were their last big swings at.
Swinging at the stars there.
Yeah. But also, this is one of the longer canon films. This isn't longer than Runaway Train, right? Like, Cannon's sole
Runaway Train was like 2 hours, right?
I mean, I don't know. This feels like 2 hours.
Well.
All right.
When you spend so much time with
Gwildor, Courtney Cox, and Tom Paris munching on their ribs and chicken. Also, buckle up. Assistant Principal Strickland appears in this film. James Tolkien, very recently passed. R.I.P. man, but we got to be real. We're gonna have to be real, sir, about some of the choices you made in life. So, such as Masters of the Universe. So, yeah, if you've never seen this, it's one of those where it's like it's kind of too long in good conscience. So this might be the best platform for experiencing the Masters of the Universe, the motion picture.
The motion picture.
You ready for this shit?
Yeah. Just give it to me straight.
Oh, starting in 3, 2, 1. Play. No, folks. This was not released by MGM.
Absolutely not.
MGM's on such bad times, they bought the Canon library. There they are.
A lot of Chuck Norris and ninja movies.
Mm-hmm. Hey, is that Orion? I love Orion. Oh, wait, that's not Orion. Is that Cineplex Odeon? Right. So, the opening titles, Edward R. Pressman. Shit, I think he did Spawn. Gary Goddard, child molester. Yeah.
All right, Dolph
Lundgren, not introducing Frank Langella. Okay. So here we are, everyone, at the center of the universe, at the border between light and dark. with a
Castle
very
Grayskull.
mid-production design painting.
Hmm.
But if you look closely, that is the was this in the preview? I guess I should have. I mean, I went through the trouble of reading the comic book adaptation, but I never watched one of the trailers. Okay, so here we get this low rent Superman opening title.
With
They
Punisher font.
with Punisher font, even though Punisher wasn't canon because Punisher's too good for
No.
that.
Mm.
Um, but they also did Superman 4 this year with some crap, or yeah, or next year was it 80? I can't remember.
No, it was
Uh,
87.
87. Okay, but they did a crappy job in that too. You got to imagine they could have found somebody who could have given them a package deal on this. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. But He-Man at this point, the Masters of the Universe kind of franchise this was like one of the nails in the coffin, this movie. Because they'd already, run the gamut of He-Man, She-Ra, who I guess was either supposed to be in this movie or the sequel, had this, you know, gone over. But even the sequel seems like it's kind of the concept they had for it was a little rebootish. Oh,
Okay, I
Eternia.
believe this would have been when my 9-year-old self was, or eight, was like, uh-oh, nine.
9.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Something's wrong here. Why is he fighting Cobra out of the G.I. Joe movies? From the
Right?
first one. I never saw the second one, but the first one.
And then you know, this Skeletor, this version of him is, I guess, what I assume is probably what the movie patterns itself after is the original version of He-Man in the Masters of the Universe, where Skeletor is just evil, as opposed to the character he became in the cartoon, which was almost like comic relief.
Why is Meg Foster staring directly into the camera? If you're going to do that, just say help. Though, so in addition to being a child molester, Gary Goddard worked on the Muppets. He's like the only guy from the Muppets who didn't go on to anything. One might be able to tell that based upon his fine direction of this film. Also, everybody needs to buckle up for Frank Langella in a fucking glitter leotard. Um,
Oh yeah.
because yeah. Here we have Christina Pickles as the sorceress. Now the sorceress
Hmm.
was an active participant in the stories on the cartoon. She had a whole like
Yeah.
transformation bit. And instead I mean, it's been a while. It's been longer since I've seen the He-Man cartoon, but I feel like they could have, Meg Foster could have been the sorceress, or not. Yeah, like they could
Oh
have
yeah. She was age appropriate even then.
got to stare right into the camera again. Um, this is not what Eternia looked like in the cartoon.
No. But and there's He-Man.
He-Man with the sword. Don't get used to that sword.
Yeah, the sword. We're told it's important, but the
Unclear
sword isn't
how.
even a MacGuffin in this. It's,
Nope.
it's so we
Okay.
got the foot soldiers hauling off, Eternians to wherever. Oh.
Okay, so I mean, He-Man, Masters of the Universe was geared toward. I mean, I'd argue it was geared toward a younger audience than even like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the cartoon, right? Like it
Mm.
was
Oh yeah, the cartoon. I'll say what 6 to 10.
at the outside, yeah.
Yeah.
And then at 10, you gotta watch this, and it just fucking kills the nostalgia for you.
Hmm.
Now there's Tila, who in the comic or in the cartoon, what does she have on? Like a bear thing or a snake?
Snake.
She looks like
That's when
she's
they, for some reason, they kind of were. They wanted to tie her to the sorceress or something like that. So there were two Tila figures issued. There was like Tila without the armor, and then Tila with the snake armor, which was supposed to be Goddess Tila or some weird shit. But
she may
again,
be
they
the
didn't straighten it out to the
sorceress's
cartoon.
daughter in the new movie
Yeah, in the cartoon, she's a
or the
sorceress's
cartoon.
daughter.
Okay.
Man at Arms adopts her, and yeah.
This is Man at Arms wearing a nice plastic helmet. This is John Cipher, who is one of the like. So John Cipher at this point was known for guest starring and being the dick on
Mm.
Hill Street Blues. He like wasn't one of the Hill Street Blues. He was the guy from downtown who was shitty to the Hill Street Blues.
Right. He would come down and mock him, and
So where like why don't we have somebody else from Hill Street Blues? Like somebody under the age of oh god, I guess I never looked up how old John Cipher is in this. I'm gonna feel really bad if he's 37. Um but here we have also Chelsea Field as Tila,
hmm
sort of the beginning of Chelsea Field never getting
yeah, her
a,
if mid was a career,
and
like
her career was basically over by what 91,
she
92.
never even got to be a name.
No, she like did she even guest star on Quantum Leap?
I'm not sure.
I don't think she
That's
did.
a good question. I don't think she did.
She was Scott Bakula's significant other for I believe they're married, but they got
Still.
married like 12 years in. Yeah, I think they got married like in 2004 or something.
Mhm. Oh, we also gotta mention Billy Barty here, who
Top build,
yeah,
first name after the titles, Billy Barty.
just disappointed a generation of kids just for playing this replacement character who's supposed to be the more popular Orko. Now, Orko at the time was, apparently impossible to do, even though they managed to do Orko in a goddamn stage show. So, and they showed us a lot of shit in between Star Wars and Ghostbusters, but we still just get Gwildor here, who eventually became part of the canon Masters of the Universe mythology within the animated shows and stuff. But 40 years later, we still want Orko.
Cost $22 million. Okay.
Yeah, the cameraman has a definite affection from Chelsea Field's backside. So
Oh yeah,
Say.
buckle up for that, everybody. We're gonna. Okay, they have. Oh, he must have adopted kids. His kids. So why is this so hard to find? Who wrote her biography? Calm down, dude. Okay, so they got married in 2009, but they got together in
Damn,
94. She has gone on to
really?
guest star on NCIS, but not his, I don't think.
Oh,
Because,
well, that's
nepotism's
kind of
bad.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, Chelsea Field, you knew who she was if you were like a teenage boy because she was in a bunch of shitty action movies. She was in this. She was in Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, I'm pretty sure.
Yeesh.
And,
That's
and
painful.
yeah, and she was in Last Boy Scout, which
All right.
arguably would be her most like you go back and watch old action movies, you're not watching Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, but you might watch Last Boy Scout, right? Like,
She was the cheating wife.
yeah. Okay. So Castle Grayskull, we didn't make fun of it being a matte painting earlier because the interior being a matte painting earlier because that's actually kind of okay as long as you do it well. But now we're on the actual set. So
Yeah.
this is
The
also.
set that they. Hmm?
Oh no, go ahead. I'll talk about Meg Foster's poor career in a second.
No, I'm saying they really maximized this set as, a lot of shit takes place here.
Yes. Now we are only 14 minutes into this odyssey through space and time, but the last 20 minutes or so will take place in the throne room here.
Hmm.
Um, just to get it out of the way now, big fan of this movie is one John Mr. Canada Byrne.
Oh, wow.
Uh, yes, John Byrne
Doesn't he
wrote.
try to compare it to New Gods or some shit?
That's what he does compare it to. He became friends with child molester Gary Goddard,
Eesh.
bonding over how he thought this was a perfect adaptation of the New Gods. Now, I just read uh Action Comics two-parter from '87 that Byrne
Hmm.
did, where Big Barda guest stars and she and Superman get brainwashed to make pornos together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I read that one.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So that's Byrne's idea of good homage, but also, Jack Kirby has one of the, I don't know, if you're a comic book person, I'd say probably two most recognizable styles. And even if
Yeah.
you're only slightly a comic book person, six most recognizable styles, right? Like,
Mm.
if you grew up in the 80s, I mean, one of the superpowers series Kirby did the art for, right? Like, you bought the
Yeah, it was
superpowers
Kirby kind of.
toys.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that was one of the. When did he die? He died what? In like 90 or something?
yeah, I think so. Um,
Because he kept
but
doing art for a while.
yeah, because he had to, because Stanley fucked him out of all of his money.
Yeah, all that money.
Um,
Oh, here we
so,
go. Slider.
yep, slide. Well, also, Kirby died in 94.
Mm.
Maybe when Scott Bakula and Old Girl got together. Anyway, the special effects, we did not comment going through the opening titles. Richard Edlund does the special effects for this film.
Mm.
Richard Edlund did a lot better special effects, but he also did Monster Squad. So there's your Limbo.
Vortex, yeah. The boom tube, see?
Yep,
That
the boom tube. Just, it's great. Ugh.
yeah, damn
Okay, AI people.
1080p.
Yeah,
Because
does
I
this
never,
film
you
no
know,
favors?
I never knew Evil Lynn's hair was red. Still,
Just wait till we look at her makeup not being.
yeah, and the makeup was
And
all
then, of
limited.
course, Skeletor not having nostrils. Also, fun will be catching when this becomes a very obvious sound stage, like here.
Yeah, those
It's
damn
just
trees. Those
like
inserted trees.
so. I mean, this is this the screenwriter on this is David Odell. David Odell kind of murdered the Salkins with his Supergirl script.
Mm.
So it's wild that he got to do this. It's very much how Chris Terrio wrote Superman, Batman, and Justice League. And then they were like, you know what he should write? Star Wars 9. I bet he'd do a good job on that. Um, just these like hacks failing up. It's in genre. It's
Yeah,
so
that's
weird.
what pisses me off too. God, they write something, but it's never proven. But they still get to they keep the
Mm-hmm.
right they keep writing other shit,
They
and it's
keep
not
going.
fair.
It
Look
really
look
makes you
look at the
wonder.
rocks. Oh my God, The-
Mm-hmm.
they had better
They,
sets on Swamp Thing. Jeez.
they asked, well, yeah, but Swamp Thing shot on. Swamp Thing had the whole Universal Studios Florida for that.
Universal, yeah, Universal
This
Orlando lot.
this actually we had to check it. This filmed in California. We'll get to it. Possible tie into our Teen Wolf episode. They also
Mm-hmm.
couldn't ask. Oh, this is my least favorite of the sound stages. Um,
How
they
the
should have asked Schwarzenegger to use his backyard
Commando.
post Predator and Commando, right? Yeah. So I did do some homework and I read the comic book
Mm.
adaptation, which is from Star Comics. Not worth reading, but it does have George Tuska art, which is far more appropriate for Masters of the Universe. The cartoon vibes, which is good because the comic book has all of the cartoon characters in their cartoon appearances.
Mm.
I don't I did not do the research to see how soon it came out. So I don't know if it was something where like a kid could be like, no, 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 they're not really gonna do these terrible costumes we saw in the poster. They're gonna do the real ones. It's in the comic.
I think the adaptation, the comic adaptation, was more. We can't pay these people, even though eventually they
Ooh,
incorporated.
likeness rights. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, they incorporated some of the designs in what was going to be the later issues of He-Man, but never came to be.
All right, here we
Back in
go at Robbie's Chicken and Ribs because they weren't able to get a real tie-in pin in that. And here everyone
except
is,
later, we'll get some
yes,
product
later
later.
we'll get some weird product placement and somebody being like, no, we're not. We're not gonna like let you film on location, but
Mm.
um I know, I'm pretty sure these two haven't been in seventh grade for 15 to 16 years. So
Mhm.
this, God, the chicken thing is weird. Why is everybody always eating? It's just, anyway, it's like they were like, no, come on, KFC, come on, let us do it, let us do
Yeah,
it.
it was definitely a. See, we wanted this to be a KFC or a shit another Supergirl connection, maybe Popeyes.
Except Popeyes was like, we learned our lesson doing David Odell
Hmm.
movies. We say no to David Odell movies. All right,
So
so
this
here we have.
chicken is just the most popping thing in the town.
Well, we'll see the
Oh yeah.
town later, and we'll be able to believe that. S- Okay, so here we have Robert Duncan McNeil in his biggest theatrical appearance ever. Was he in
I'm
anything
guessing, yeah.
else? Yeah.
It
And
looked
Courtney Cox.
relatively the same age up until because he did a couple appearances on Next Generation before.
Yeah.
He was an asshole. Got one of his dads killed or some shit.
Yep. They it's like he's an anti-Kirk. He
Hmm.
cheated to win the race, and it makes Wesley sad. Wesley has to turn him in.
Wesley.
This is my sector. Oh my God. Okay. Um 1987. Like, couldn't they have gotten imagine if they gotten Patrick Stewart right before he signed up for Star Trek?
Oh my god. Well,
Because
he
I
did
mean,
Dune,
he did Dune, right? Like California License. I didn't realize Robbie's was also the makeout spot.
right? I'm guessing they might have wanted to make a playset out of this too.
Calm the fuck down, guys. It's PG canon. Oh,
Yikes. Look at the.
okay.
Ew.
Um,
So
so
nasty.
yeah, Billy Barty, everybody, yeah. Especially he's not in Willow, is he? Or is he?
He might be. Because remember that they just really recat. They brought in all the Ewok people
Yeah.
that now they didn't have to wear teddy bear costumes. Hell, I'm thinking of Tony Cox is in Willow.
Okay, so Eternians are vegetarians except for
Hmm.
Gwildor and Man at Arms. Wow,
Oh, also, we have to point out apparently He-Man is taking a break from the movie because we're not going to see him for quite some time.
yes, I actually looked into that. I mean, I paid attention while reading the comic adaptation. He-Man is off in the comic book at that point with Gwildor, like looking for help in town
Mm.
and running into kids and having basically like wonderful opportunities for PSAs.
Or hostess.
Oh,
Hostess.
hell yeah,
And
right? Uh, so Courtney Cox at this point was on Family Ties,
this
probably,
is before
maybe
that. This is
before that.
after.
Okay.
I'm thinking this is around. This is definitely around or after Misfits of Science, and then yeah, this is definitely before
Okay.
Family Ties because Shin was about maybe 88, 89. 89.
She appeared in '84 as the girl Springsteen brings on stage for Dancing in the Dark,
Dancing in the
directed
dark.
by Brian De Palma. However, nobody gave Courtney Cox any movie roles based
No,
on that.
because
And so,
because because we already had Leah Thompson at home.
I mean, we already had Leah Thompson, but like, it's really impressive how successful Courtney Cox is on Friends based upon
Right, just from Friends.
some of her other acting chops examples, such as this. However, and now this we can segue into the Meg Foster thing here.
Mhm.
Meg Foster is very familiar to sort of 80s genre fans because she's in They Live. If you
Mhm.
saw Blind Fury, she's in Blind Fury. She guest starred on a bunch of TV, but she was and she's in Leviathan. But basically,
Mm.
this era of 87 to 90 is where all of her sort of significant movie credits appear.
Yeah, this was the height.
Because she was like turning 40 and clearly was like, well, I want some residuals before I don't ever get a job again. Because she started in the
Mm.
70s. Like, I think
Yeah.
there's like a TV guest spot in 72 or something. It's too bad she wasn't on a Spider-Man. Um,
Or Quincy.
I mean, we didn't watch all the Quincy's. Maybe she was.
Might have
We
been,
know
yeah.
she wasn't on Spider-Man.
For real.
I wonder if she's on Hulk.
That's a good question. Because they went through a lot of age appropriate actresses on there.
Yeah, Bill Bixby did not like doing 22-year-old love interests,
No.
or somebody didn't. I don't know. I mean, it was not Bill Bixby's vibe. Like that was one of his things.
Definitely didn't see McGee waking up with a hottie.
No. All right, here we are in stellar cartography or whatever it's called from Star Trek Generations.
Oh, they found it. Look at that.
Yep, really easy. The mercenaries. Here we go, everybody. Remember Empire Strikes Back and Boba Fett? Here are the finest warriors of Eternia.
And only one of these
Blade.
guys is a legit canon Masters of the Universe character. Beast Man.
Yep. Arg. Klaus Kinski. Some bald guy. The leftover mask from V. And a thrown out costume of Barfs from Spaceballs.
Baseball. It's just weird how they. Either of these guys could have been the ones we already know from the cartoon.
It's very strange. I wonder if, who did
Well, I
that?
wonder, yeah,
Was
did
it,
they just get the rights for certain characters or what?
well, there's something on the wiki. Is it Mattel or Hasbro?
Mattel.
Mattel. There's something on the Wikipedia page about how Mattel didn't pay the crew for until like halfway through shooting or something, like they were holding out on them.
Mm.
So I'm wondering if some of this wasn't like a proto, well, no, it wouldn't have been a proto Marvel in the way that Marvel produces the movie. Like this was not produced by Mattel, but
No,
apparently they
they,
had their
they got the
hands.
based on credit.
But if they're paying them
And
directly, they were like, hey, you know who do a good job making this into a movie for us? Golan Globus. Um, and sort of with uh Superman 4, um,
Mm.
there's this ability to compare, or it's an easy comparison in some ways between the Salkinds and canon, because what the Salkinds did was they sold their foreign rights for a movie. They took that money and they made and then they made the movie, which
Mm.
is, I think how Carolico did it. Uh, I just realized, why is the janitor wearing a varsity? Like, okay.
Well, he's the
Um,
guy from the Breakfast Club. He never left the high school.
so good. Such a good.
Like Lizard Guy, that could have been Merman.
Okay,
One of them could have been Trapjaw.
is my science project more legit of a sci-fi production than this? It is, isn't it?
A little more, yeah.
Just like not a lot more, but just a teensy weensy bit more. Like they had a better fog machine setup.
Mm-hmm. We just saw the Pepsi, straight up Pepsi product placement. Although having Pepsi presented in a room full of flames just kind of says a lot coming after when Michael Jackson got burnt. Damn.
Karg Karg has a hook in one hand and a
He carries the.
pointer in another. It's very strange.
Okay, now on to the your Masters of the Universe, the motion picture alley playset.
This is where at one point when I tried watching this as an adult, I stopped watching. Um, okay. It's just like, was there somebody better down on their luck in 87? Like,
It's hard to say because everybody. I mean, there were people just all over the place in '87. Remember, this is the year of Mannequin. This is and
yeah,
probably the
it,
height of cocaine in Hollywood. So,
but also sort of the height. It was pre uh, VHS. Like, we weren't there had. I don't think there'd been a direct to video release yet, but we were getting close to that.
right, nothing big enough to be bothered with on
Because I
video.
mean, had Blockbuster even
I think
started
Blockbuster was around. No, Blockbuster didn't they? I want to say they started in '88, right? Maybe
First one was
'87.
85, but then the buildup
Right,
was
they had to go national.
uh,
I'm still trying to remember when they opened the one on Western because it held on for years.
so
Those Blockbuster
87,
movies.
89. They were really big, but there were like real competitors at this point. Like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Farmore was a competitor with
Far
Blockbuster
more.
as late as 89. So
Right. You had Far More. You had Sound Warehouse. Um, and then you had mom and pop stores that were just everywhere randomly anyway.
yeah. So but 88 was the year where you sort of had uh, you had the Brat Pack going to like non-studio stuff, like independent. The 90s as this halcyon age of independent cinema. There was always independently produced cinema. It was just like a lot of it was really shitty in the 80s, so people didn't
Hmm.
think about it, right? Um, so something like Canon, you know, Canon Productions, while they weren't anywhere near, well, I mean, what's the comparable for Masters of the Universe? Like we'd have Will. You want to see what a studio sword and sorcery looks like? About the only one is, um, in some ways, is Willow because the Conan movies, as we
Yeah,
discussed, are Dino.
yeah, and
And
they were done. They all of those by 87 they were done, and then they kind of dumped them all in like it was Deathstalker and you
I
know
think,
the foreign aid stuff with eight American actors and shit.
yeah, I think the Barbarian Brothers or whoever those guys were, I think
Yes,
they might have had an early direct-to-video thing.
yeah,
But
the Barbarian. Well, Barbarians. The first one was in theaters,
yeah, but there was like
but
a
I don't think they
second
did a
one,
sequel.
or
I
there
don't think they
was.
did a sequel to that. They did. They
Okay.
were trying to have a genre all their own, so they did that, and then they did a movie, Think Big. I think it was the one where they played movers or some shit. They were trying to make them all to like almost Three Stooges type. Let's put them in this situation. Shit.
Right. We saw the crater it landed in, and it was not a huge crater. Don't lie to the third son.
Oh yeah,
This
Ernie.
is Ernie from My Three Sons, who kicked around um, after the show ended, but at this point was like this was a comeback for him, a
Hmm.
comeback cameo because Rick Moranis, his agent, told him to eat a pile of shit. Now, I didn't mention it because I really didn't mention it, but this film is edited by Ann V. Coates, who also edited Lawrence of Arabia. Um, I have not looked at what point of her career it was in, but this is clearly not her best work. But Bill Conti did the music in an afternoon. The production designer is has worked on better things. The cinematographer, however, I do not. I think this is probably their highlight. We will get the blue lights of Crystal Lake later on,
Oh yeah.
but just this, like, barely a TV. Oh, here he
There
is.
we go, Mr. Tolkien.
Assist Vice Principal Strickland. Never had hair. Okay, we talked about this
As
with
much as
Odell,
he's okay in that, yeah, I would have
but
liked for sure. Would have been cool if it was Pataki.
well, I mean, there's Pataki, but there's also anyone else to some degree. Like,
Eh?
Okay, Strickland's a joke in Back to the Future.
Hmm.
We're going to get to all of the uniform cops making fun of Tolkien at some point in this. Like,
Right. They
they
don't
think
believe it.
he's
And
an
there's the only time we see other like young people or kids or whatever people in the town.
Where were they is a good question, however. Oh my God. So good.
This set from 21 Jump Street.
Now, was this his first thing after Rocky?
Yeah. So I think a lot of the promotional shit was and Dolph Lundgren from Rocky 4.
But Dolph's a good example, right? Like Dolph's a great example because here he is in a theatrical release. 2 years later, that would be over.
Mm.
Even The Punisher, which was intended for a theatrical release in the United States, only dropped on video
Yeah.
here. And
That was, oh my god, that was when the you couldn't get a Marvel movie to
no,
remember Once Upon a Time with Howard the Duck was their only offer theatrically.
Howard the Duck, which, speaking of child molesters, okay, so check out
Right.
Evil Lynn's
Yeah.
face makeup here.
Look at it. Look at the
Either,
ear. Oh my god. The
I
neck.
mean, here's the question. Is it just canon, or was it a combination, or was it like toxic
Somebody didn't
makeup?
know how to. Somebody didn't know how to light that.
Well, there's that, but also,
Yeah.
do you think this Blade dude still dresses like this for conventions?
I don't doubt it. Or he does a variation of it. Just like if the guy who did Nuclear Man was still in shape, he would have to show up at conventions dressed like that. So you know who the fuck he was. Have you seen that shit though? The premiere photos
No,
where he's shaking hands with Princess Di dressed in a Nuclear Man costume.
man.
Whoops! I didn't like you anyway. Roar, roar.
So
Beastman
good,
just
man.
seems a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
Couldn't they just call him Creature Guy? I wonder if they took this and redressed it and used the set for Stargate.
I don't think we saw where this soundstage was. So,
Mm.
but
They could have easily reused the background, that thing.
it also, this also has the lack of camp makes this
Mm.
sort of an interesting
Right, they're playing it
companion
dead
to
ass.
Flash Gordon.
Hmm. You get a slight second of that when what's her face does her thing to the camera.
Yeah. God, look at, I mean, why even, yes. Okay, I was going to say it earlier. CGI people. Um, CGI this with Zack Snyder's Dark Side, but also CGI it with Pataki as Tolkien here because that's a Pataki like mannerism, right? Like,
Yeah, he's good at playing the annoying fucking cop who just.
dude, thank you 4K. Tolkien's got a fucking handcuffs bling on his tie. There's like two little handcuffs.
Oh.
Do you think he talked to them about this when he was in Back to the Future 2? Do you think Michael J.
Mm.
Fox was like, "Oh man, like it's been a weird few years, some highs and lows." And Tolkien's like, "I was in Masters of the Universe. You see that shit?" And they're just like, "Nah, man, we didn't see that shit."
Well, Tolkien's kind of a. I want to say if you can't get Dick Miller type,
Yeah,
he's one of those little character actor guys.
but unlike Dick Miller, who was in like 1,000 things, and
Mm-hmm.
Pataki, who was a regular on some stuff, right? Like he was technically a regular on Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Tolkien seems entirely based upon Strickland. It's
Yeah,
like if it's like after what's his face? What was the guy in Breakfast Club? Gleason?
Gleason. Yeah,
It's like when he decided all he was going to do was play
yeah.
assistant principal Skinner or whatever that guy's name was. But Tolkien was just like, hey, they're going to pay me to do Strickland? I'll do it. Robert
Speaking
Zemeckis
of
said I'd never work again if I said slacker.
speaking of Gleason, I just watched Hitman last night. He plays the guy at the very end who tries to kill Bernie Casey.
I mean, Gleason, it was too bad that sort of defined his little,
Yeah, because he really would have been.
yeah.
But then on the flip side of that, you got your people like you got guys like uh, um, Troy Evans who just does not care. Every time you see him, he's the sheriff.
Dude, Troy Evans is not only still alive, Troy Evans is only 78. So
Damn.
you got to think about how fucking young he was once he started doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, so Pataki was in one of the Halloweens, so that's another sort of non even studio, even canon
Well,
level
honestly, he might have been
dude.
doing that while they did this. I think he was in four, right?
Yeah, he was like nobody's in five, man. What isn't
No,
the sheriff's in
absolutely
it
not.
for 2 minutes? Like, all right, so here we have some of the awesome fourth
Wait,
world
what?
special effects that Burger King,
Yeah, so we have the Burger King product placement where it's being
dude.
dumped as trash in a sink.
Wait a
Somebody had to
second.
be pissed. Hmm.
I thought he was just eating the
Yeah, he was
chicken.
eating
What happened to
chicken
the
out the
chicken?
microwave. It blew up in the microwave. But nobody was eating Burger King at all. I'd be pissed if I was Burger King or Pepsi at this point. But then again, they went hand in hand back then.
Yeah. Also, as far as product placement goes, I assume they were also in some other Canon productions.
Yeah.
So, in for a penny, in for a pound. Wasn't Cobra wasn't Canon, was it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay.
One of them Stallone movies was.
Well, I think Over the Top was.
The top.
But yeah, so they were able to get the biggest stars, and didn't Schwarzenegger do one and then quit doing more, or was that something else? I feel like
Was
Raw Deal or
Raw Deal
something.
had to have been the one.
But he's like, I'm not working with these fucking con men anymore. I'll work with different con men.
Yeah.
But
This
like,
Raw Deal is the only one of those that line of Schwarzenegger movies in the '80s that kind of doesn't. It's the one that gets kind of stepped over. It's like Raw Deal and Red Heat. People don't really talk about those.
the Red Heat was a studio picture, wasn't it?
Hmm. Yeah,
So
it was definitely because it was a. Didn't Walter Hill do that or something? No, Walter Hill.
yeah, he did, baby. Yeah, he fucking
Yeah.
did. Yeah. It's Carolico produced or released by TriStar.
Mm.
So um yeah, why isn't Edo Ross Man at Arms? So Carolico was the one who also did something like this, like the Salkinds, more like the Salkinds than Canon, because Canon had been distributing their own stuff for most of the 80s, I feel like. But Carolco, uh, they had Schwarzenegger, they would have James Cameron, they did Terminator 2. And then they
Hmm.
went out of business, but
Rambo.
they did the Rambos. That's right. So it's all connected. These
Mhm.
production companies of the,
Yeah, the
but
lesser
they,
ones.
yeah, but they dropped Rambo like a fucking dog turd, though. They had nothing to do with it after they were done with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, Rambo 3 didn't,
no,
they did Rambo 3 like fucking Disney did the Rocketeer. It's like, this ain't gonna work. This don't work. So they
my
just
favorite
dropped it.
one, favorite Rambo, except for four, obviously. But
Oh, God, 4 is, to me, that's the best one since.
yeah, but three, the buddy picture element of it.
Hmm.
Um, anyway, so but basically they went out of business just before they would have had Titanic.
I think they
And
said
as
um 3 was the most expensive one, wasn't it?
oh yeah, because they filmed it, don't
Right over
forget it.
there.
It's dedicated to the brave warriors of Afghanistan.
The Taliban. So whoever
All
Rambo
right,
helps the Taliban.
hold on. I'm not here for Billy Barty and drag. I'm going. See y'all.
Oh,
Like, God, the
yeah.
poor parents of the 1980s, y'all. Like,
Remember when ET dressed in drag? Well, here's
same
Billy
thing.
Barty.
It's the same. It's just the same. Oh, but this is. I got distracted from this particular rant. Um, it's like the Chris Terrio, David Odell thing.
Mm.
The Carolico guys, or not Carolico, Golan Globus for two guys who produce what 75 to 100 movies
Hmm.
seem incredibly incapable of identifying what people like about movies.
Right. They even in the documentary, a lot of the people, the actors and shit, saying these guys didn't give a shit about people. They just want, want to make money. If they had their way, they would have just remade all their movies that they made over there here. Like we would have just got more sequels to the last American version.
I mean, it was Chuck Norris who was their big breakout, right? Like Chuck,
Yeah, Chuck Norris was there. He's the one that kind of kicked the door in, so to speak.
because they were just doing remakes for the early 80s. Like,
Hmm. And
I've
then
still
they
never seen the
tried, they
last
wanted
American
to make
version.
Michael Dudikoff a star. Mm.
You mean Captain America Michael Dudikoff? Or no, Spider-Man Michael Dudikoff,
Spider-Man
right?
Michael Dudikoff, yeah. Hmm. They promised him Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, I always feel sad about Dudikoff because Dude is in the movies with him, right? The first two American Ninja. It's
Steve James, yeah.
yeah, and Steve James
Yeah, he did.
is
Yeah. He,
Steve James
they
should
did
have
him
had a
bad.
show. Steve James should have
Yeah.
had like Steve James should have replaced Tim Reed on Simon and Simon. Steve James was a charming ass, funny
Yeah, he was a good, just,
dude.
he
Like,
could do it. Yeah.
yeah. And he was totally wasted as a
Yeah.
fucking action guy. Like,
Michael Dudikoff's sidekick, basically,
yeah.
because they did the same. They did him really bad in Avenging Force. Terrible with his special guest star bit part in that one.
Like Steve James should
Hmm.
have been Blair Underwood's brother on LA Law with really
Yeah, yeah.
problematic story arcs that years later Blair Underwood gives like interviews about and he cries. Like
Whoa! It's a laser fight. Yeah.
okay, so speaking of laser fights, other infamous laser fights are G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra, but also Captain America, the First Avenger. We have to use laser guns because we can't use guns. And in the 80s, so we can't use guns because of school shootings.
Hmm.
I'll never forget, or no, I did forget until I watched it a second miserable time, that
Mm.
that's why the Matrix 2 and 3 are so different, is because Columbine happened right after the first one dropped.
Hmm.
And they had to take out all the guns, they had to take out all the killing, the brainwashed and shit. Like, so that's why
Mm.
that, and I think Keanu Reeves saying he wasn't going to make nine of them or whatever. But in the 80s, it was also, I don't think actually, what is the
Mm.
big gun action in a PG-13 movie?
Oh
Did
man.
you really get that until
No, because they weren't making PG-13 action movies.
No, not until what Die Hard 4 was when they were like, no, no,
Right.
we can figure it out. And
But
then we'll
there
do a
we go.
version with CGI blood. Oh God.
Ah.
Chelsea Field with her woman at arms. Oh, with her clearly why dude, if Paris like bumped his hand and shot Gwildor in the head, best movie ever.
Right. Oh,
So this
how
is
you
the
done
other
killed the
thing.
alien?
They didn't have gun behavior people on set until the mid 90s and
Mm.
shit. I just remember Brad Pitt ranting or raving about it for Seven. Here we go, the Lights of Crystal
Oh,
Lake.
there we go. Yep.
God, we still have 43 minutes. Yeah, I don't know who it is either. This is really stupid. You should have done a prologue with them dying if this mattered. Got to do an insert shot of the third son. I don't know. Like, there are a lot of examples of 23-year-olds playing high schoolers, but I feel like Courtney Cox and Tom Paris look the oldest of many of them. Like,
Well, remember, this was Jump Street era. They didn't
that's true. That's
they didn't
true.
even try to make teenagers look like teenagers till way later. Like even past Saved by the Bell, they they still had old looking teenagers. You want to see some really old teenagers? Look at the movie fucking Dangerously Close. I watched that not long ago. Oh Jesus.
This is the greatest action scene. Oh my God.
Wow. Hmm.
Wait, all of these guys are supposed to be teenagers in
Including Jerry Denomi.
Blade is in that. Oh, dude, Miguel Nunez is in it.
Oh yeah, he's in it. He's a teenager. Miguel Nunez, who's always looked a hard 32, or at least a solid 32.
Oh, damn, that's an Albert Puke, baby.
Mm-hmm. But the lead is the most insulting. That Eddie Peck, whatever the fuck his name was.
It wasn't John Stockwell.
No, Stockwell was actually, and I went into it thinking he was going to be the lead, but he's the kid who heads up the you know the vigilante teenage whatever. What's funny is there's another guy that's in it that's also in Brotherhood of Justice, which is both movies like mirror each other.
Carrie Lowell. Yeah, the 80s. Okay. Here we have the Lubick action figure.
Whoa!
All right. Serious question. Is Invasion USA better than this?
I would say the last 10 minutes. Or no, I take that back. I don't know why, but I love the intro to Invasion USA. That is the coldest fucking way to start a goddamn movie. Jesus. That's almost as bad as the dude getting ate by the raptor in the beginning of Jurassic Park.
The town does give off Florida vibes. It's really weird. Like,
Yeah, it looks like where Pee Wee was filmed. That
oh,
street specifically, though.
here we go.
Oh, wow.
What's Billy Barty doing? Like, so we don't have flying, we don't have hovercraft money. Oh, Rexall drugs in the reverse because
hmm
the continuity person had quit, had had a crisis of conscience. Look at that, just like Jack Kirby drew.
hmm it's a stupid thing for Skeletor to show up with the other key here.
Well, also his whole reason for showing up, I think, is because he's like checking
Yeah,
in
he's
on the bounty hunters or whatever, and it's just pointless. Like David Odell, have not watched his Muppets lately, but his attempts at blockbuster screenwriting leave a lot to be desired.
yeah.
Little skull fingernails. I mean, I feel like Skeletor's in sight. Can't you just wait for him to get there?
Right. That's what he's got the floaty thing for. I'm guessing they only made one key and they only made one of those. The barge thing.
Yeah. They could only borrow the float for so long. Probably the float for the He-Man and She-Ra Macy's Day action float or something.
Yeah, let's send you the clip of it. Have you seen the Marvel float,
Yeah.
the Thanksgiving parade?
You mean the actual first Avengers movie? Yeah.
No, not for the.
The one with Doctor Doom?
There's one from the 80s. There's a clip from the 80s where they have a Marvel float at the Thanksgiving parade.
Mm.
I'm guessing it's 88, 87, 88. Or they're playing Back to the Future for action background music. They're playing the Back to the Future theme, and it's around the time they acquired the rights for RoboCop. So RoboCop is just randomly in on
That's
the
fucking
float.
awesome. I haven't seen that one. No, that's awesome.
I got it. Let me find that. Wait till you see this.
Hey, there's He-Man. In the comic book, He-Man has a full flying saucer thing he's flying right.
Hmm.
They're not on surfboards. H&R Block, everyone. Get your taxes done after Masters of the Universe. From Canon.
From Canon. Pew pew. Whoops. Well, dummy, you just stood there looking at him. What did you expect?
Mm-hmm. I feel like, well, okay, so Dee mentioned it earlier that eventually Skeletor became comic relief on the bad guys on He-Man often were buffoonish.
Hmm.
We have these guys acting with incompetence. It wouldn't be hard to make them buffoonish.
Right. Since I just don't. That's part of the problem with this is that the everybody's playing it too straight, dead ass, and you can't afford to be this incompetent if you're supposedly serious
Yeah,
about your business. You know.
like
See, there's only one float. What happened to the one Evil Lynn had?
um, that's for the sequel.
Well. Oh no!
I think not, Gwildor.
I've seen Star Wars too. Uh,
What's with the serpent things?
yeah, they probably that's from the Conan set. Some shit.
Well,
They took a throne from Conan and put it on there.
wait, didn't the Hercules movies were canon Italia? So
Yeah, they probably could have.
maybe they are from one of their.
You know who should have been Tila? Just go all out and make it completely 80s.
Uh,
That should have been Catherine Mary Stewart.
I mean, yes, but that's a better movie. Well, no, like I mean, we've talked about this with some other stuff. Like you couldn't find, you couldn't get dude from Night of the Comet to do this shit. Like there was
Oh yeah.
nobody who got stoned and thought He-Man was fun. Like,
Well, what's cool about Night of the Comet is how they did a lot with what they didn't have. Because that could have been something like this if they were, wanted to go big, but they knew they were limited with what they could do. And it's such a good looking movie still, you know.
so Courtney Cox just got zapped in the leg. This will be a big deal in the comic adaptation about like the disease that Skeletor gave her with his lightning, with his Emperor magic.
Did you see the one minion tripped over the one that was playing? He just kind of fell into He-Man.
As of recording, we have not yet seen the Highlander, Henry Cavill Highlander trailer. What if the sword fighting
No.
and that's no better than this?
Ooh.
I mean, it's Highlander. That shit's cursed.
Yeah. 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 I don't know who they're trying to reach now with Highlander, but hey, maybe the fans will go see it. Isn't Christopher Lambert still alive? How does he not have a part in that somehow?
I mean, they don't care about acting. They got Russell Crowe, so.
God, who still owes me for that god awful Rampage movie? Jeez, Road Rage, whatever the fuck. That was awful.
Russell Crowe owes you for Gladiator, man. Let's be real. Russell Crowe hasn't been shit since the year 2000. Like, sorry, man.
Okay, so
Uh,
their key is fried. Courtney Cox has
some
just
sort of burn, doesn't matter. She's dying.
zapped on her leg, and He-Man's been captured.
Okay, so in the comic book, oh, Rex all the correct direction.
Mm,
In the comic book, the following sequence where they get to Eternia is going to be done. The best thing about the comic book is that it's so short. You can read it in
mm.
15 minutes. You can get through this movie's story in 15 minutes. Far superior way to get through this story. But one of the things they have is they have Tom Paris getting them back to, oh, here we go.
No, right. The
You
rest of the
fucking
cops are kind of
fuck.
clowning him.
Yep. Hey, Strickland. Hey, Strickland. Where's Michael Myers, Strickland?
It's the police academy cops. They're treating him like G.W. Bailey and shit.
Fucking G.W. Bailey should have done that.
Oh,
Can you, I mean, that would have been
ah.
great. Um, though I will say G.W. Bailey actually fine actor. You might not know that
Hmm.
from the 80s,
Yeah,
but
he does. Yeah, he's you
major
know.
I mean, listen to our mannequin episode. That is a appreciation of G.W. Bailey as a physical comedian. But
Hmm.
propaganda aside, G.W. Bailey on The Closer and Major Crimes is one of the
Yeah,
finer television character development arcs of,
and it
whatever.
sucks. The only thing that sucks is it just took him that long to get that
Yeah.
kind of
What sucks is it took all of those fucking people that long.
yeah, on that show,
Like,
on
because
a
it's
couple of
Tony
shows.
Dennison, it's fucking dude from Alien 4 and
Hmm.
uh Clear and Present Danger.
Hmm.
What's his face? The guy who got stuck doing nothing but Mexican drug lords for a decade.
Not Cliff Curtis.
No, Raymond Cruz.
Oh,
But then there's also like Michael Paul Chan, who you've seen in like
oh,
every
that dude.
fucking.
Yes.
That dude has like a full thing. It's incredible. There is not
Is he
all
the
good
guy?
acting, but there is a
Didn't
lot
he
of it.
used to be on? I want to say he was on New York Undercover too. I always wanted him to be a bigger character on there.
He was also in The Insider, which Russell
Mm,
Crowe was really good in wearing makeup. Okay, so in the comic book, this is the like so the comic book is written by Ralph Macchio, not the Karate Kid, but the
mm,
Marvel editor. And there's this sort of Ralph Macchio is a better writer than David Odell. So uh, when this scene has Tom Paris hearing a song on the radio
oh,
and going, "Ugh, I hate it when they play this music at that volume. It really, ruins the timbre or something." Like he's mansplaining it just like reality. And that leads to them discovering he can remember any song. And so he can play back the thing here.
mm.
Hmm. Um, Michael Paul Chan was in in addition to U.S. Marshals, he was also in Rapid Fire.
He's not the guy. Was he in Batman Forever or
Oh yeah, he
Batman?
was.
And
Yep, he was in
okay,
both
that's what
of
I'm thinking
the
of
yeah.
then. Yeah, because they put him
Um,
and what's her face. They both were in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. But it seems like they have them playing different characters.
they're playing different. It's very strange, and I can't figure out who did that because Joel Schumacher doesn't seem that like likable or like that funny. That he's gonna have like recurring characters and all recurring actors in
Yeah,
his Batman movies. Because was Grafasi in Batman and Robin or no? Because he's in Forever.
he was in Forever. I don't think he was in Batman and Robin.
Okay. But that would have been funny. That would be a funny bit because it would play into the whole like this is a series production thing. John Byrne only draws two faces, like
Yeah, John Byrne is one of those artists. He can nail certain characters, but you know his art because he just draws the same face on everybody.
I mean She-Hulk's green though. That's why she doesn't look like Big Barda or Wonder Woman. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean Generations is great for that. When you just try to imagine like what if they didn't say this one was Bruce and this one was Clark?
Right. And there's a couple of other artists though. Um,
Yeah, I
I
mean
can't think of the one. There was one who used to do Teen Titans, the reboot with Superboy and Robin, and that guy was good, but it's like, bro, you do know that people have different shaped faces, right? Not everybody has like a lantern jaw.
that's the funny part about those action comics that we were talking about earlier. Byrne
Mhm.
inks himself on the characters and somebody else inks the backgrounds. And I'm like, you're not a good inker, John Byrne. I like,
No, the only
yeah,
ones who've done it to perfection, I've seen Perez, Jimenez, a couple other ones.
like DC. I mean, what's the other DC guy? We've got his art book,
Oh, Lopez.
Lopez.
Yeah, Garcia
And I
Lopez.
mean, that's sort of my issue with the I mean, one of my many issues, other than I don't have the time in life, with the new DC's like mangaized shit.
Oh yeah.
I liked DC House style. They trained me from birth to expect DC
Mm.
House style, right? Like
Right. There was a
changing it up
standard
at
at
the
certain.
end is, just before y'all go out of business. I don't think that's a good idea.
No, what they did for a while, you know, they had Dan Jurgens and
Yeah, like
uh,
Jurgens did the
Ordway
house.
and
Yeah, Ordway is sort of. I mean, Jurgens. I gotta read his fucking Flash Gordon from 88, 89 again because I remember that being actually like good.
mm,
But Ordway's like Jurgens with a little bit more Flash.
yeah.
Like I do want to read Jurgens' Batman series that he's done in the last couple of years.
Oh wow, he did a Batman.
I don't think he's doing the art. I think they got like
Oh,
a real artist. I'm sorry, an artist. Um, an artist with more personality. How about that? But
I think.
yeah, they're like set in 39 and 40, like it's one of the
Mm,
house things.
mhm. The only time I've probably seen him do Batman is if he appeared in like a Superman comic.
Yeah.
He was also one
Why
of those
does
motherfuckers.
Skeletor look excited watching this? Mom, why does Skeletor look excited? I'm confused.
Jurgens was one of those guys who didn't know how to draw a 14-year-old Robin, though.
No.
There we go. Look at the nose. With that padding in the nose where it's just supposed to be hollow.
And that the fucking dime store vampire teeth.
Yeah, it's just shoved in there.
I think Langella thinks he's doing it campy, and he just
Like
didn't
Jella,
realize.
I think he understood that. Look, I have fucking Dolph Lundgren in front of me. They're not going to give him anything that, like, just he can't hold dialogue well. So
No.
yeah, Langella had to sort of choose scenery. Here we go. Yeah, this is to me, one of the best villain speeches ever. Because at this point, how could you be like, oh yeah, we're gonna beat you, Skeletor? Like the movie could end right here for all I care.
Did the Masters of the Universe, did that title ever get explained in the cartoon, or was that just
Well, because yeah, there's. I guess now they're explaining the difference between He-Man and then
right?
just Masters of the Universe. And as explained through this, a master of the universe is someone who has the power. And the cartoon, I guess you say the masters of the universe could be He-Man, She-Ra, maybe Hordak, and maybe Skeletor, but yeah. Power. Oh no. Ugh.
Evil Lynn just like Meg Foster going, damn it, I shouldn't have said yes. Did we miss the Pig Boy cameo?
I think we did.
Okay, so there was a sweepstakes to be in this,
Oh,
which there
also, this is the speech I give every time I win Connect War. Word for word. But yeah, Pig Boy was a contest winner, and his, I guess, prize was to be a minion in Masters of the Universe.
the dude has like a full IMDb bio, despite this being his only credit. So clearly, either he or his mom is very proud of this. Skeletor's second outfit here looks a lot like these leftovers from Big Trouble in Little China. Speaking
Yes.
of electrical effects, fog machines, and failed 80s attempts at franchises. Um, Big Trouble in Little China was a giant bomb when it came out. Like, it is,
Yeah. It's not the classic that people are kind of trying to claim it is.
no, it ended Carpenter's studio career. It seriously derailed
Kurt Russell.
Russell for a minute, not for long, like, because I think
No.
Overboard's 87, but he had to go to Goldie. And then
Yeah.
also
That's what it was.
Tequila Sunrise was what? Is that 87 or 88? And that is one that
Yeah, I
I
think that
know
was
I've
88.
seen it and I know a boat blows up, but I remember nothing else.
Yeah, that was more on the
Um,
strength of what you call it, Mel Gibson too.
I mean, it was the Mel and Michelle movie,
Right.
like, but and yes, the universe where 709 Meridian spent 6 months on the career of Mel Gibson is a much better universe. Sadly, it's not the one we live in, so
Mhm.
we won't be talking about that. But these fantasy debacles really derailed careers. Like Willow, the next year, would sort of kick Val Kilmer off a trajectory that he would not get back on until his next franchise, until he signed on to an established franchise.
Yeah,
Like,
because he sort of floated around in a lot of critically acclaimed things that never really hit.
and he did The Doors, but The Doors sucks, so it
Yeah,
doesn't matter
nobody,
if he's
no.
any good. Like, congratulations. Then he
Hmm.
did Tombstone, which is not my thing. I have some rather inflammatory hot takes about Tombstone viewers are Top Gun viewers. How about that? We'll talk about that. But yeah, so Val Kilmer was sort of like the mainstream Dolph Lundgren post Top Gun, right? Like he was a blonde hunk
Yeah,
who,
he was a hunk who felt he was a better actor than that. So
and unlike
he
Andrew
ended up in
McCarthy, he
things.
was, but still never like, and
Mhm.
Lord knows, go back and listen to our Val Kilmer in memoriam episode. Nobody else has. Do you have any idea how much work that was? It was technically, for me at least, not for D, more work than recording this single Masters of the Universe commentary. Big wink. Um,
But yeah, everybody needs to go watch that. I don't know
yeah.
why nobody wants to. Everybody's such a fan of Val, and we did this as fans of Val.
Okay, so here's the fucking sword. Here we go, everybody. The
Nope,
moment
he
you've
has
been
the
waiting
power.
for. He could have done that in the first scene.
Yeah, I again in this movie we're not really shown that He-Man is really much of a match for Skeletor at all.
No, it's very strange.
We we've seen him get hurt. He doesn't really display super strength like He-Man does in the show.
The only
Or,
thing, and they don't draw much attention to it, they might in the comic, is um he gets zapped by Skeletor the same way Courtney Cox does, but he doesn't get the flesh-eating bacteria.
mm,
This light thing and Val's or Dolph's faces, this is what the teaser poster looked like. It was Dolph with a sword and a gun. Oh, and there might be something to canon working so hard to normalize guns amongst young white boys in the United States, but that is a paper for somebody else to do work on, not me. However, I will say, why the fuck didn't they get Russell Mulcahy for this?
oh yeah,
Like, because he didn't do shit between Highlander 1 and 2, did he?
might have done more videos maybe. Just remember he was a music video director.
Yes, folks, in the 80s, it was bad to be a music video director. They didn't think you could hold a story. But now it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, instead of dying like Darth Maul in the comic, he falls off the skull of Grayskull.
Hmm.
It's a great scene because He-Man like is trying to save him. It's a big with great responsibility or
Oh,
great
it's one
power
of
comes
those.
great responsibility.
Yeah.
Skeletor betrays him. He-Man still is able to like save them both. And
Hmm.
he's like, come on, dude. And Skeletor's like, no, man, fuck you. Like, I refuse to like not be a
He's
dick.
just
And he
offended that.
drops, yeah. He's offended by He-Man being a good guy. Yeah, I mean, he did 4 episodes of Tales from the Crypt, but he also did Ricochet the same year as Highlander 2.
Hmm.
I feel like you could have gotten him. I'm just gonna say.
Well, he's one of those guys. I can't imagine too many those people would have done any better. Like you would have had somebody who needed to be a fan of this shit to
You would have had to be
really,
somebody who needed to be a fan, or was like some sort of a wonderkind with directing actors,
yeah.
or was magical with the $22 million budget,
Hmm.
which no, like, there's not a combination of that. It's just too, there's just too much wrong here. According to Courtney Cox, she did a Wizard of Oz esque ending where she says goodbye to everybody. She just said goodbye to everybody but fucking Gwildor. So isn't that what this is? Oh shit. Have we talked about Lubbock yet?
Mm.
We
No, and the
okay, so Chuck
underage.
in the background, Strickland is has found himself Strickland found out that the age of consent in Eternia is the same as in Indiana or whatever. So he's really
Hmm.
happy. And so he's
He's
gonna
got himself a
stay
little
there.
teenage hottie. So
Yeah. But in the comic adaptation, they aren't creepy like that. He just likes his attorney is pretty in the comic, so he's got a really nice view. Oh, she does say goodbye to Gwildor. What is Courtney Cox talking about?
right, because as she's saying goodbye to him, she's when they're going through the thing. See how he got to hear what the fuck she said. I'll never know, but
I mean, maybe it's like quantum leaping. Vibes have a lot to do with it. Hold on, I want to read that thing on her wall, her motivational, her 80s motivational thing. Wait a second. Is it just some
it's
weird Christian shit?
it was probably her employee of the month thing.
No, it starts with this life is just a test.
Oh wow,
Yeah. Also, that dinosaur she has together is the Brontosaurus model from every fucking 80s Toy Story.
yeah. Especially Toys R Us.
The dad. Okay, so in the comic, this is great. She runs into mom first. Mom's like, and she's like, I'm having a terrible feeling. Don't go flying. Mom's like, what
Mm.
are you talking about? And she's like, I just have a terrible feeling about it. Please don't do it. And the mom's like, well, I mean, your dad's a great pilot, but I don't know about his company plane. So then the mom goes
Uh,
downstairs, tells dad that she doesn't think they should go. Dad's like, "You fucking women, always teaming up against men," but he's
oh damn.
not in it at all. So we don't have to have his like weird after school special. Maybe he drinks too much. But here they are running down the street from,
Back to the Future and Teen Wolf.
yep, Michael J. Fox is just down there running away from Strickland. He's like, get Tolkien away from me. He says he can be in Teen Wolf too. It's kind of wild that he wasn't in Teen Wolf too. Strickland, I mean, like
Oh
that would
yeah.
have been just as embarrassing as this.
Oh God.
All right, there he is, Castle Grayskull, just like in the cartoon. Oh,
Masters of the universe. Billy Laurie, Shelby Field, James Tolkien, Christina Pickles, Tony
why
Carroll.
doesn't Kevin Corrigan's last name show up, considering he's got the same name as Kevin Corrigan?
Big Boy.
Pig Boy, there he is. Narrated by Peter Brooks, who did not do a lot of narration, it turns out, which
Mm.
is a weird thing to not get. I mean, however, let's not forget Michael Bay didn't want to get Dude to play Optimus Prime. So
Oh, damn, that's right.
there's a very
Didn't they had
anti
somebody else? It was supposed to be what, Liam Neeson or something?
probably.
Because they did say they based Prime's mannerisms off of Liam Neeson somehow.
I love this makeup conceptual designer, not the one who'd be on set, but the one who drew something on a napkin for you. So yeah, so Masters of the Universe 1987, big bomb, uh, killed the
Yeah,
franchise.
probably disappointed more kids than the Garbage Pail Kids movie did.
Yeah, because I still haven't seen Garbage Pail Kids because I wasn't allowed to
Oh
see it when I
God.
was 8. So I haven't seen it
Mm.
yet. Is it out in 4K? However, this I did
It
see,
just
and this
might be.
did disappoint the shit out of me. Um, I also feel like, though, had they pulled this off, which would have required it not being canon,
Yeah.
I don't know if Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as is, would have gotten away with it in 89 or in 90. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like
that's the thing. I always wonder why, yeah, stuff like this, when it was dropped, got people turning their noses up at it. But then when Turtles comes out, would we have just accepted anything? It hadn't been what it was. I mean,
the thing
would
about
people have just bought it on
Turtles,
turtle hype?
yeah, I mean, there's that. But the one thing about it is the Henson creature creation is fucking top tier, right? So, like,
Because of all the movies, those are still the best costumes too, and they did part two.
but it's like if Henson had done this, would it have been good or would it have been Dark Crystal? Like,
Right. Yeah.
there's just no telling, but it definitely wasn't this combo. Like, because the thing that we aren't didn't really talk about is He-Man's the fucking protagonist of his show. He talks a lot.
Hmm.
He has to. He's not,
Right.
you know, there you go.
And there's no we didn't have Battle Cat, nothing in this.
Nope. And Battle Cat had been around since Jump. That was fucking cool. Battle Cat was an
Hmm.
affordable fucking vehicle toy back in 1982. Oh,
Damn right.
I almost forgot.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be back just, in the form of Jared Leto.
Hmm. So
Or actually, I don't think Jared Leto's, he's not doing the
he's just voicing
physical
it.
thing. He's just voice, I guess.
The
I
Mandalorian's
would
being
hope.
Skeletor. Yeah. Because Jared Leto has such a distinct voice, that's why I would hire him and not fucking just pay for the James Earl Jones AI voice that they made. But I wouldn't do that for Skeletor either because that's not who Skeletor anyway. So
No.
yeah, so Masters of the Universe. I mean, is John Byrne still
Yeah,
buddies with the
Oh
confessed
yeah.
child molester
Wonder.
who directed it. Like everybody involved has done better things, except maybe the mercenaries. But like presumably, and this has been one of our subtexts or not subtexts, running themes of 709 is a lot of this shit is really easy to see. Masters of the Universe, if your mom and pop video store's copy broke, they didn't buy another one. You couldn't like
No.
necessarily easily rent it in 89, right? Like it got cast aside along with all these other things, which are now just available. But it's like if you're on a Billy Barty kick, I hope you know that you watch Foul Play, you don't then turn around and watch Masters of the Universe.
Right.
Or, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure Chelsea Field's got a couple good. I liked her in the other stuff, but you always kind of feel bad for her. Like, there's that element of like, oh, I wish you were in better stuff, Chelsea Field. At least you're not the chick who looks just like you who married Kirk Cameron.
Oh no. What was that anyways? That was
Isn't it a different Chelsea?
that was be something, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Weird note. What can we do to turn it off from that?
Right?
um, so they Canon canceled the sequel to this and instead reused the money. And as for how Canon used money, you need to go, I guess, watch the Canon doc. But it became Cyborg, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Oh, that's right.
which I
And
believe is
often sometimes it's listed as that in certain sometimes when they have it in the TV guide or whatever, it's listed as Masters Universe Part Two,
yeah,
which
really
is
freaking weird.
yeah, it's confusing, strange, and the fact that it's a Van Damme movie anyways.
And it's Albert Pune.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think wasn't Captain America it's supposed to be canon?
um, I can't remember.
We should go
It
and
was
raid our
one of those.
comics.
No, it was either Camp. It wasn't Centropolis, was it? It was one of those, though.
No, was it Corman?
Oh, damn, that's right.
Um, hold on. We know you folks need to know this. Captain America 1990 was nope. Golan no Globus. It was after Cannon's breakup.
Oh, wow.
Yup. Cool. Okay. Uh,
That's right. They did split up
yeah.
and one of them did one of those, and then the other one did something. Ugh. Yeah. Well, anywho, that was Masters of the Universe. Currently, there is a new iteration of it that will be released sometime this summer. Uh, Maybe it'll be better.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Not
I'm not,
hopeful. I think
especially
if it,
since what's it called? We still have no word on Orko.
we have no word on Orko, but also it doesn't seem like it's being done with anybody with a sense of humor. So it's not like it's the Dungeons and Dragons guys doing it. It is instead
Which would have been great.
that
I
would have been
think, yeah.
awesome. Yeah. I think they would have done a great job. And instead, we are probably going to get some sort of a way too serious take on this.
But then again, given what they show us in the trailer, I mean, we already got what two or three of the biggest jokes that they're probably gonna have in the movie.
Yeah. So,
So any final thoughts on MOTU ASAP?
I'm glad Sarah Douglas didn't do this and did Return to Swamp Thing instead.
That's the thing. She would have been probably too good as Evil Lynn, and then you would have
Too
been
much
questioning, well, why the
personality.
fuck isn't Evil Lynn in charge? Yeah, but gave us an opportunity to look at Meg Foster's eyes, her creepy eyes.
Meg Foster's Green Eyes, which they did not do blue contacts for, but I think in the trivia it says. And then also somebody made sure we got to see Chelsea Field's spandex. So
Oh yeah,
for the
she
dads,
must have.
for the brothers and
It must have been a
dads.
nod to her aerobics coach or whatever.
Yep. We should have checked that in the trailer or in the credits. Uh,
Yeah. It's a time waster. It's not the greatest adaptation. You know, again, at the time, it was just really overall money grab. It was one of the last gasps of a franchise. If you ever want to see, a franchise just rise and fall, eh, Masters of the Universe is probably your textbook example of having it all and moving it in so much time because, you know, the other, some of the other cartoons and figures and stuff based on toys from the 80s had a little longevity. Like to this day, still make Transformers. Still, there's some that carried over to the 90s, but not far because Transformers sort of tapped out very much in like 90, 91, I would say. Whenever they were talking about Generation 2 was when people just had enough of Transformers. And Thundercats had their thing, but that didn't last long because
now,
the people who made Thundercat. Hmm?
Thundercats is somewhat similar to Masters of the Universe in that it it never crossed over in the way that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did. Teenage Mutant Ninja
Right.
Turtles is the crossover.
Yeah,
Transformers
Turtles
crossed over
succeeded. Yeah.
later, right? But like your Transformers movies fans probably do not have the 4K TV show, right? Like some of them do,
Right.
but
You
not the
haven't
vast
seen
majority.
the old one.
They don't
Yeah.
care. G.I. Joe continued in the comics. Like there have been G.I. Joe comics going continuously for decades. It's incredible. They
Mhm.
found their base, they were able to do it, but they weren't able to bring it back. Masters of the Universe had more than Thundercats did, right? Because, like, was
Mhm.
there a Thundercats movie?
No,
Right. So,
no.
Masters of the
Thundercats did
Universe.
the thing where they had the
Mhm.
TV specials, the 2 hour
Oh,
like
that's right. Yeah.
Thundercat was the thing, and then they cut it up into parts for the week or whatever. So if it's
Yeah.
2 hour, you can get you can get it cut up, serialized.
So, yeah, Masters of the Universe was probably the closest to crossing over, and then it did not. And this did
And
not
then
help.
no, then there was a problem of all the knockoffs and the stuff they were hoping would catch on, but was also presented as competition to what was already popular. So for every He-Man that made it, you had what Brave Star and She-Ra that were going to be considered.
Well, wasn't Thundar the Barbarian before He-Man?
Yeah, Thundar. Yeah, but even then, around Thundar, you had another one that was produced by Filmation that kind of gave them the idea for He-Man, and that was called Black Star. Black Star was an astronaut who ended up on a planet that was very similar to Eternia, and he became the heroic guy there. Black Star has been long forgotten, which is weird, which is funny.
Especially
But it's
since.
it's that he was, hmm.
No, finish. You finish.
No, he was basically, if you watch enough Black Star, aside from it being a Filmation cartoon, it's very simply for everything that came afterwards, for like He-Man and all of that shit.
So, another thing in the comic, there's this scene where Master at Arms gets a hard on for an American flag. At the end, when Courtney Cox is leaving, he brings up an American flag from the NASA expedition of 2122 that landed on Eternia and founded their civilization.
I'll be damned.
There you go. Maybe it didn't make it because the rights holders on Black Star were like, hey now. All right,
Mm.
folks. It is too bad that we didn't get Thundercat. But
Yeah, we should have also gotten them, even if it was a cheapo '90s movie.
mhm.
We should have got that by now. Oh, perhaps if the new Masters of the Universe does enough, we may just see Thundercats, because they've been constantly bringing them back through the comics,
I meant
stuff
Battle
like
Cat,
that.
and sorry, I'm free associating. Yes. So our final note will be: will we see Orko in live action this summer or not?
Uh,
So, and will there be a Frank Langella cameo?
Maybe of his corpse.
Is he dead? Did I do it again?
Oh yeah, Frank Langella gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's not 7:09 if I don't forget somebody died.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Wasn't he up there anyway? Huh. Can't see shit. That's interesting.
Dude, Frank Langella is alive.
No. Is
Frank
he?
Langella is 88 years old and alive.
Thought he passed away.
No.
Oh.
No. He was a regular on the Americans, a recurring regular on the Americans from 2013 to 2017.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, okay. Fingers crossed
That's
for
cool.
that. Yeah. So, all right, everybody.
All right, so Dolph and Frank should have a cameo in the movie.
Exactly.
All right. We're about to just come on down from the couch. So the tour sucked. I want to go buy a Orko t-shirt and call it. All righty. So yeah, watch some older videos. You know, there's really
Yep.
good ones out there. We haven't waiting for this or for anything else. Some people really do still watch. So I hope this is a treat for you. Sorry, it's not a Friday the 13th movie. So anything else?
I got nothing.
All right. So we're out of here. Good evening, good night, and good luck. Good journey.
Good journey.
Mm-hmm.